Department of Politics and Economics. We are holding regular departmental seminars to contribute to the ongoing academic interaction and the exchange environment. And today we are very happy to have Assistant Professor Dr. Mustafa from the Department of Economics at Ankara Social Sciences University here. And he will present on a very important subject titled to Contribute on SovereignEurobonds and foreign currency borrowing in EMS. But before passing to the seminar, first of all, I would like to give some brief information about Mustafa. Assistant Professor Dr. Mustafa is a faculty member in the Department of Economics at Ankara Social Sciences University. He holds his bachelor's and master's degrees in economics from the Middle East University and completed his PhD in Vancouver School of Economics at the University of British Columbia. He was named Worthy of Academic Performance Awards at METU in 2006 and Postgraduate Awards at the University of British Columbia in 2009. He gave many lectures at undergraduate, master's, and doctoral levels at Ankara University, Middle East Technical University London, Cyprus, and Ankara Social Sciences University. His main research areas include econometrics and macroeconomics. His articles have been published in several peer-reviewed journals such as the International Journal of Central Banking, the Econometrics Journal, the Journal of Macroeconomics, and the Review of International Economics. And as you already know, the format of our departmental seminars, first of all, we will be listening to Mustafa's presentation on this very important topic, and then we will hold the Q&A session. And then, if you are ready, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much for allowing me to present my work titled If to Maturity on SovereignEurobonds and Foreign Currency Borrowing in Emerging Market Economies. Before mentioning the focus of my study, it is useful to give a brief discussion of Turkish monetary policy before the general election. Okay. In this regard, the evidence of a significant change in Turkish monetary policy before 2010, after 2010 compared to before 2010 is very different. A common finding is that the response of Turkish monetary policy to annual inflation and to the output cap weakened after 2010 compared to before 2010, which we refer to as loosening of the Turkish monetary policy. The extent of the loosening of the Turkish monetary policy was so great that the studies on the topic finds clear evidence of a violation of Taylor's principle. More specifically, the nominal interest rate remained low despite the soaring inflation and the output cap hovering around zero. This situation continued until the general election in May 2023, after which the Turkish monetary policy was tightened with the appointment of Mehmet Şimşek as the Minister of Finance and Treasury. Okay. Could the violation of Taylor's principle in Turkish monetary policy have adverse consequences for the Turkish economy? Our paper is concerned with this question and analyzes the rise in the yield to maturity on Turkish sovereign Eurobonds after 2015. The figure on the slide shows the yield spreads of emerging market economy sovereign Eurobonds, defined as the difference between the yield to maturity on sovereign emerging market economy Eurobonds and the US Treasury bond at 30-year constant maturity. As after 2015. Apart from the sovereign Eurobonds, this figure also illustrates the time behavior of the emerging market corporate plus index option adjusted spreads with dashed lines and marked with diamonds. A comparison of Turkey's yield spread with this option adjusted spread is meaningful for at least two reasons. Firstly, the corporate and quasi-government securities that are included in the option adjusted spread typically entail greater risks of default than the sovereign Eurobonds. This point is evident in the figure since the vast majority of emerging market economy sovereign Eurobonds remained, or let's say, had lower yield spread than the option adjusted spread. Okay, secondly, it is important to notice that Turkey's yield spread was only marginally above the option adjusted spread in 2000. After the Turkish financial crisis in 2001, Turkish yield spread experienced a steep rise. After the successful stabilization programs, Turkey's yield spread experienced a meaningful fall, and after 2007, Turkey's yield spread was below the option adjusted spread. This situation continued until 2017, after which Turkey's yield spread remained significantly above the option adjusted spread, implying a worsening in the cost of international borrowing for the Turkish sovereign. This worsening is coinciding with the period that Turkish monetary policy violated the Taylor's principle. In this regard, one can argue that Turkey has seen a rise in the cost of its international borrowing relative to the other emerging market economies during the period that the former clearly started to violate the Taylor's principle. Okay. Eurokaynak et al. 2023 and TUAN 2024 relates this rise in the yield spread of the Turkish sovereign Eurobonds after 2015 to the worsening in institutional quality. In our paper, instead, we emphasize, or let's say, we emphasize the role played by the rise in the ratio of foreign currency denominated debt, sovereign debt to GDP. More specifically, unpredictably high inflation caused by the loose monetary policy resulted in an excessively volatile and mostly negative exposed yield interest rates, leading to a decline in the share of domestic currency sovereign debt, and resulted in a significant rise in the foreign currency share of sovereign debt. And as of 2021, the ratio of foreign currency sovereign debt to GDP ratio was one of the highest in the corresponding ratios among the emerging market economies. As I argued before, the loose monetary policy possibly played a significant role in both the rise of the ratio of foreign currency denominated sovereign debt and in inflation. To show that both of these unfavorable developments in Turkey played a significant role in the rise of the yield to maturity on Turkish sovereign Eurobonds, we employ a panel model. In this panel model, the dependent variable is emerging market economies yield to maturity on sovereign Eurobonds. In this model, we control for couple movements during the global financial crisis for the emerging market economy sovereign yield to maturities. time-invariant factors such as whether the emerging market economy is rich in natural resources or not. And we find that after a rise in the ratio of foreign currency denominated sovereign debt to GDP, emerging market economies experience a significant increase in the yield to maturity. In contrast, an increase in the domestic currency sovereign debt to GDP does not cause a significant change in the yield to maturity of emerging market economies. In this regard, the ability of the emerging market economy sovereigns to borrow in domestic currency matters for the yield to maturity of Eurobonds issued by the emerging market economies. And in this regard, we can say that our paper conveys the main message in ASBÜ et al. 2013 that the currency composition of sovereign debt plays a partial role in emerging market economy yields. We show that this conclusion holds even after controlling for the institutional quality measures in Turkey, emphasized by Öğr.Üyesi et al. In their study. Okay, consequently, one can argue that Turkey could have prevented a steep rise in the yield to maturity on its sovereign Eurobonds by avoiding excessively volatile and mostly negative exposed real interest rates on Turkish denominated sovereign bills and bonds. The organization of my presentation will be as follows. Okay, the presentation of my presentation will be as follows. I will first discuss the exposed real interest rates on Turkish treasury bills and bonds. Then I will compare Turkey and other emerging market economies in regards to the ratio of total sovereign debt to GDP ratios and in regards to the currency composition of sovereign debt. Next, I will discuss the measures of institutional quality in Turkey after 2015. Then, afterwards, I will present an empirical model along with its results. Lastly, I will conclude my presentation. Okay, TUÐAN 2024 estimates exposed real interest rates on Turkish lira denominated treasury bills and bonds. These exposed real interest rates on Turkish lira denominated treasury bills and bonds are estimated as of either May 2023 or as of their maturity date, whichever is earlier. These exposed real interest rates on Turkish lira denominated sovereign debt attempts to answer the following question. If someone purchases a bond or bill issued by the Turkish treasury in the domestic currency, in Turkish lira, and if someone waits until the maturity of this bond, what will be the real yield on this Turkish denominated treasury bond after the monthly inflation is netted out of the monthly nominal interest rate? A negative exposed real interest rate indicates that the real yield was negative despite the positive nominal return due to the inflation being higher than the monthly interest rate between the issue and maturity dates of the bond. And as seen in this figure, the exposed real interest rates were mostly positive during 2000s. Okay? These exposed real interest rates reached their maximum after the Turkish financial crisis, reflecting the fact that the Turkish sovereign needed to offer very high nominal interest rate to convince investors to hold securities in Turkish. After the was manifested in the form of insistence on low nominal interest rates despite the rapid increase in inflation, turning the exposure interest rates on Turkish regulated sovereign debt to negative values. Next, I will discuss the sovereign emerging market economy debt markets. In this figure, I illustrate the recent developments in sovereign debt markets. The variables pertinent to Turkey are shown with red solid lines, and the variables pertinent to the other emerging market economies are shown with dotted lines. Due to the impracticality of including all emerging market economies regions in the same figure, TUAN 2024 do not indicate the emerging market economy regions in the same graph. Okay? There are at least 3 points that are worthy of mention in this figure. Firstly, Turkey's ratio of sovereign debt to GDP ratio was low compared to the ratio of sovereign debt to GDP in other emerging market economies. As a matter of fact, Turkey's ratio of total sovereign debt to GDP was one of the highest in 2001 after the Turkish financial crisis. However, after the stabilization program, Turkey was able to lower the ratio of total sovereign debt to GDP, and as of 2021, which is the last year of as of 2021 study, with which I can make a meaningful comparison of emerging market economy sovereign debt markets, we see that Turkey's ratio of sovereign debt to GDP here stands as one of the lowest among the corresponding ratios in emerging market economies. However, this favorable feature of Turkey fades somehow when we look at the currency composition of sovereign debt. As can be seen from panel 3 of the figure, in recent years, Turkish sovereign borrowed heavily in foreign currency. As a matter of fact, as of 2021, two-thirds of the sovereign debt occurred in vehicle currencies such as in euros and in the US dollars. And we can say that the rise in the share of foreign currency in total sovereign debt gained momentum after 2015, a period that 2024 finds evidence of a violation of Taylor's principle. With such a rise in the share of foreign currency in total sovereign debt, as can be seen in panel 2 of the figure, Turkey's ratio of total, or let's say foreign currency sovereign debt to GDP ratio was one of the highest. Okay. Okay, Gürkaynak et al. 2023 argued that the worsening in institutional quality in Turkey can be a major driver of a significant rise in the yield to maturity on Turkish sovereign Eurobonds after 2015, implying that international investors extended credit at more unfavorable terms due to the apparent decline in institutional quality after 2015. This point is evident from the figure, as you can see, because Turkey witnessed a worsening in institutional quality in 5 of the 6 measures of institutional quality reported by World Bank World Governor indicators. rise in the foreign currency sovereign debt to GDP ratio in Turkey still play a partial role after controlling for the worsening in institutional quality after 2015. Next, we study this question with the help of an empirical model. And to this end, we collect data from various sources. Our frequency of data is annual. In case that the variables are not reported at the annual frequency, we converted them into the annual frequency, resulting in a sample period of 2005 and 2021. We included, our dependent variable is the emerging market economies yield to maturity, and we included only a single sovereign Eurobond in our sample for each emerging market economy in our sample. In case an emerging market economy has several Eurobonds whose data is available during our period, we selected the one with the longest data availability. And due to the fact that the data availability differs among the emerging market economies, our panel is unbalanced, and we estimate the following model. In this model, our dependent variable is yield to maturity, shown by this ITM, and alpha I simply shows the emerging market economy specific fixed effects that captures time-remaining factors such as whether the emerging market economy is rich in natural resources or not, so that we can have the emerging market economy to have lower total sovereign debt to GDP ratio. Hence, the emerging market economy can have a lower yield to maturity on its sovereign Eurobond than in line by the distribution quality measures. And residual maturity refers to the number of years remaining until maturity, capturing, let's say, term premium, a higher term premium, if the maturity date is a later period. The 2009 here refers to the time limit, it equals to 1 in the year of 2009 and equals to 0 in all other years, capturing the common components in the yield to maturities of emerging market economies during the global financial crisis. And then these IQJs refer to the institutional quality measures in dimension J reported by World Bank and cover their indicators. And here, FC debt to GDP and total debt to GDP refer to the ratio of foreign currency denominated sovereign debt to GDP and total sovereign debt to GDP respectively. We estimate our model with the least squares and report robust standard errors. And here are the results. As can be seen on the slide, the results are mostly in conformity with one may expect or one may predict. Here, for example, the estimate of gamma is significantly positive, okay, implying that the yield to maturity on sovereign Eurobonds falls as maturity approaches. Here, the estimate of theta is significantly positive, implying that the yield to maturity on emerging market economies, sovereign Eurobonds experienced a steep rise after the global financial crisis. Okay, and then we have the estimate for delta 1 and delta 2. The estimate of delta 1 here is significantly positive. Okay, this estimate measures the partial effect of foreign currency sovereign debt to GDP ratio after controlling for total sovereign debt to GDP ratio, implying that if two emerging market economies have comparable total sovereign debt to GDP ratio, but one emerging market economy has a higher foreign currency denominated sovereign debt to GDP ratio than the other,
correct or less?
So
Do you use the bias correct or less for estimation or the variables or?
okay, I try to remember what we did. It was, I mean, the results are important for are the robust standard errors. Probably Alelloma standard errors are used, okay? So that it should be robust, but robustness depends on how strict you define the robustness. Okay, thank you. Okay, basically, the baseline empirical model that we discussed so far do not control for crucial factors affecting the yield to maturity of emerging market economies sovereign Eurobonds. For example, Hishak and Novash 2010 documented a worsening in the terms of trade as well as its volatility causes a significant increase in the yield to maturity of emerging market economies. Moreover, Ahmet et al. 2017 emphasized the role of economic fundamentals such as inflation and the current account balance that can affect the emerging market economies' yields. Based on these previous studies, we add several other variables to our model. These 8 variables are shown on the slide. We add to our baseline model this annual inflation, net exports to GDP ratio, and the terms of trade. And the result